That sounds like a person who just like looks for problems because he's taking everything personal.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Like again, power tripping again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, because, like, I think he did like me, because I ended up getting, like, 73% in the class, but my best friend, we were in the same class, and he just did not like him, and it's really sad the reason he didn't like him, because he didn't like anyone who just didn't draw, or, like, couldn't draw well, for the most part. Like, I had been drawing for years, so I'd, like, you know, I looked a little better than some of the other people in the class, so I think that might be why he liked me.
Yeah.
But my friend had a fine motor skills disability, so like he couldn't, for the life of him, draw very well. We did probably the same amount of work, and I got 75% and he got 13%.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he was trying the best he could, but this guy was like, no, not good enough.
It seems like he was trying to be an art connoisseur type of deal.
Yeah.
And just like, you're not up to up to par. Well, he did the work, and it's not like, if they did the work in art, that's the point. That's the point of art, just to do the work in the best ability that they can.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna be the same. It should be about art should have been about like effort rather than like complete ability.
Because that's the thing. I mean, well, I feel like that's
yeah.
Unfortunately, that is how a lot of, like, I don't know, I've never been to art school, but from what I've heard, that is kind of how it is in art school, is it's kind of just based on the person, or, like, the teacher.
It's based on, you see, that means you're basically pandering to the teachers, what they think is good, rather than what is the best that the person can do themselves.
Exactly, right? Yeah, no, it's, yeah, and I don't know, like, for the most part, because I'm doing video editing classes right now, and for the most part, a lot of it, like, my teachers are pretty good, and, you know, they kind of understand that everyone has their own different style to a lot of this stuff, so, they, you know, they market accordingly and everything, but it doesn't sound like it's that way in art school. In art school, it's very, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Like, I know I'm supposed to go through, I know I'm supposed to go through here, but I was thinking there was another chest around here. Maybe I already got it.
You already got them all.
Oh, okay, nice. But yeah, from what it sounds like is art school, it's like totally different, and it's like, if you aren't, if you aren't drawing the way I want you to, then you're getting a bad grade.
Like, for art, I could see, like, learning the mechanics to do it a specific way for certain things. Yeah, that's, you grade them on that, because it's like, how to draw a body. You make a circle with two circles for the just different circles joining knees or whatever like that, body parts, and then you just straighten it out, and then you do that. That's, if you're specifically trying to do that kind of thing, then that's easier to grade because they either do it or don't. But if you're asking them to draw a scenery and their interpretation is just all like kind of not the best, but it's their interpretation, you can't really say that's bad. They actually tried and they did it.
Yeah.
Because that's either a pass or a fail. That's 100% or a 0%.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. It's like either they did it or didn't.
Yeah.
And regardless of how shitty you think it is, it's still whatever they done. They actually put time into it.
I always thought there were some classes that should.
Are you Maleficent?
Are you Melissa? Oh, and then Melissa just leaves. I'll continue our conversation after this. I feel like main plot stuff is going on right now.
7 who somehow hold the key to opening the door.
That's right, there's only 7 people in the world that can open doors.
Open?
Sorry, not the world, but like in all of the worlds. Only 7 people.
Open and door. It's like, oh, what do you mean by open? What do you mean by the door?
Genie, my second wish.
What do you mean by open? What do you mean the door?
Yeah, that's what Goofy and Donald said.
Yeah.
Open?
Oh.
Door?
Oh.
The one with the lamp.
Oh my god, I feel like it would have been better if it was, if Sora was in on it as well. So Donald's like, open, and Goofy's like, door? And Sora's like, the? Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh, we're getting into boss fight territory. This ain't good. Come on, Jafar, I'm gonna beat you up now. Hey, so yeah, so... Oh, what was I gonna say about it? There's some more stuff about art school I was gonna talk about, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Oh, man.
What I was talking about is, like, either you did the work or didn't.
Oh,
you
yeah.
pass or fail.
I always thought, like, there were some classes that should be more like that, where it is either, like, a pass or a fail, not an exact, like, percentage.
Yeah, because if you're teaching mechanics of how to draw a lifelike body, right?
Yeah.
Then you can easily go, this is lifelike or not? And you're just like, oh, it's pretty close. It's
Yeah, because that's something
70%.
it's like...
That's
yeah.
quantifiable.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this interpretation of it is your interpretation, and you either did it or you didn't. And if you say do it in this style, then that makes sense. Again, it's like it's close to the style than 50%, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of the work that I've ever done in art was always interpretations. I don't, or the mechanics of like drawing a human body, right?
Yeah.
Or a life-sized bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
Just something like that. And
Oh no! Oh.
those are the only times I ever like got like 70% or whatever. Because I did well in art. I just never did the homework.
Yeah.
Again.
That was kind of the thing with me. Like I had a horrible memory for a lot of this stuff in high school. Well, just throughout school. Like it didn't matter if I used an agenda or not. I would just forget that things were due. I would remember the teacher talking about it, but then I would be like, oh yeah, that's not due for a while, and then suddenly it's like, oh, it's due for the next class. Did you say fire?
Fire him.
Fire him? oh, let's see. Oh, wait. You're fired!
No,
Oh no! Oh, dang it, I'm gonna die. Ay. Oh, I think I can get over to him. Is he affected by magic at all? Fire! Fire! Fire!
A tiny bit.
Oh god, now I just used all my magic. Now I can't heal. Come on, come back here. Yeah. Oh, boom, baby! Thank you. Perfect. That was not bad. I don't know if I've just grown up as like a gamer, and so a lot of this isn't actually as difficult as I remember.
There's more bosses than I remember. I noticed.
There's
more boss fights than I remember there being.
Yeah. The whole like
mini bosses and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've got in this place, you've got 2 mini bosses and then a 2-stage boss.
Yeah.
So we just beat the first stage of the boss, which is great. But we're gonna have to fight part 2. But I'm gonna go save because, God, if I died and then would have to restart that entire thing, Jesus, that would suck.
It's like if I ever done the homework in school, I would have actually had probably 90% or A's in every class. I just never did homework. I did well on tests. I did well in tests and went well on any of the homework that I did in class, but I never did it at home.
Yeah.
Because I never saw the point of doing homework at home. Because every job I've ever had has been homework. There's never been homework at home. It's work at work.
Right.
And I've had work separate from my home life.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a manager and I still have it separate.
Why is Aladdin just chilling there? Off the cliff? That's dangerous.
He's like holding himself up
there
with
he
his
is.
dick.
There he is. he just oh my god. Oh.
See, he had no hands holding anything, and there was no ledge.
GD, for my final wish, I wish I had a dick of steel that could just hold on to things.
The strongest dick.
The strongest dick in the world that could save me at a moment's notice. Oh, jeez. Ay.
But,
yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Like, I didn't do a lot of homework. It was mainly because I was lazy, but like, if I actually did my homework, I probably would have been like close to, I don't know, I don't want to say I'm close to a straight A student, but like at the same time, I kind of would have been, is the thing, because a lot of, like the homework I did, I would get high marks in it, but then it was just I just didn't want to do it. Yeah. I just like any other assignments, I'd be like, like I don't really want to do this, but then the assignments I did do is like, oh, I got like 90% in all of them.
yeah.
Yeah, so really, like, if I had actually done my homework. I could have been good at school, but I just didn't do my homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I knew the material. The only thing I hated about school was, well, homework, because I agree with you on that. Like, school should be for schoolwork, and home should be for home time.
Yeah.
Not homework. Homework is terrible. But yeah, I hated tests. I always did horrible at tests.
Tests I was pretty good at. Never really had a problem with.
I had a lot of anxiety when it came to tests, just because, like, I don't know, especially when I kind of got on a roll of, like, not doing well. I was kind of going into each test being like, oh, like, I'm just gonna fail this one, and then suddenly I might not fail, but I would get, like, you know, like a C- or something. But I was terrible at tests. I was not good at tests until I started, like,
Okay, Jafar.
I don't know, actually I think my first year of university was my worst for tests. Because it was like, first year of university, and I wanted to make a good impression, but then it wasn't high school was the thing, so they were like less like, oh, we don't care if you do your homework or not. And then I was like, oh, cool, you don't care if I do my homework, so like I'm not going to do it. And then I sucked at all the tests. And then I was like, oh man. So then, yeah, but it's hard to get motivated to do it.
It's,
Especially when it's really boring.
I think I did well on tests because I have pretty decent memory. But I just didn't care about the homework.
Mm-hmm.
For a few reasons. One, I don't want to do work at home when home is my time.
Yeah.
And school is their time, so I do school at their time. I'm not gonna make all my time their time. I find that ridiculous.
Oh, it's really stupid. Like, yeah, I don't know who came up with that system, but it's like
it doesn't
work very well.
Yeah, you can't separating work-life balance type of deal.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. It's like
I'm just glad that, like, you know, finally getting a job when I was like, I don't know, 19 or 18 or whatever. It was just kind of nice knowing, like, oh yeah, like, work time is actually work time, and then when you're home, you can just not think about work. Like, that's a possibility. Whereas school, it's like, okay, you have class the entire day, then you have to go home and do homework.
Yeah, and that's like 14 hours of your day just dedicated to school, and you have 2 hours to yourself at the most, and that's spent, like, eating, shitting, and maybe playing video games or hanging out with friends.
Yeah, but then that's the thing is, like, even if you hang out with friends or do other things, then it's like, oh, you're thinking about homework, right?
Yeah.
Or you're thinking like, oh, I've got this other stuff to do. I mean, I got very, very good at just tuning out that inner voice that was like, hey, do your homework.
Yeah.
I got very good at tuning that guy out. But yeah, there would always be that underlying like, oh, geez, I'm gonna die. There would always be that underlying like, hey, I should actually do my homework. or like if you don't do your homework, you're gonna have to deal with the stress of not doing your homework. In class tomorrow when the teacher says, John, did you do your homework? And I'm like, no, because I didn't want to.
I think what they should do is have a free block for everybody at this, like, right after lunch or in the middle of the last two classes.
Yeah.
Where that they stay in that class and then they just do whatever homework or whatever work they want you to do, and that's it. That way it's like you have an hour or something like that you're dedicated to doing that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's just like, but I don't know how that will work, and I just know that the only time I ever did any homework was during a free block I had. And that's the reason why I passed all the classes. And the reason why I never did well in school as well at the same time is because my home life sucked. Like, I didn't like that. And the only time being at home playing video games was my time. Anything else was like, I didn't want to. That's the only time in my day playing video games or being just away from people.
Yeah.
It's the only time I got time away from people or dealing with problems. So that's why I never wanted to do homework as well.
Yeah, because especially because like I feel like a lot of it
It'd be
is
great if you could go along with them and
like the school
help
system
sort
thinking
things
of the ideal child for the most part, like has a perfect life, like no family problems, has all the time in the world after school, right? And then
Yeah.
they're like, okay, let's just assign like 6 hours of homework, right? Because it's like, oh, whatever, this child's got a great life, right? But then it doesn't account for, I would say, the majority of students who don't exactly have that, right? Sure, there's probably a few that have like, oh, everything's perfect, I have time to do everything, but then there's a lot of people, you know, who have a lot of drama or shitty parents or problems or whatever, and then they're also expected to do their homework. Then when they're not able to, then it's like, oh, well, you know what, you should have just done your homework, that's more important, right? And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's like
It's not more important.
it's like, even though like there is the
my part.
ideal student that has none of those things,
Yeah.
Jafar was beyond consumed
people
by his
will
own
find something to not like and have a problem with, and that will become a huge problem in their life.
Yeah.
Everyone will have that. It's like somebody saying that they were poor, realizing they were poor. They'll say that they were realizing they were poor when they were younger. Well, they had a car, they had food, they had like a car bought for them, they had food every day on the table, 3 meals. They had bills paid, heat on, everything. They had everything that they needed. But they thought they were poor.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh in the middle of that, but if you just were watching this cutscene, it showed Kairi for about like 7 seconds, just zoomed in on her,
Yeah.
and then 7 seconds later, Riku's like, Kairi! It's like super delayed reaction.
What's the catch?
Oh god. Anyways.
Yeah, they were thinking they were super poor, and then their mom responded to their post or whatever. It says like, you had all these things,
Seriously, dumb.
you weren't even that
Believe what you wish,
poor just because you
but lest we forget,
whatever.
I kept
It's like
my end of the
growing up for me, I had a meal like once every 2 days maybe.
Yeah.
It's like at the worst part of the life I had. It's like rarely have any meals. I remember power getting cut off a few times. Eating canned food and boxed bakedi. That's basically the meals I had, and free sockeye salmon. That's basically my meals for like a couple of years. And
Right.
Just remembering like food was very scarce, and pizza was even less abundant.
Oh no. A world where there's not as much pizza? Brent, how did you survive?
Imagine it only having like up to 4 times a year
Oh no.
for each birthday.
Oh.
It's like
Oh, poor pizzaless Brent.
yeah,
That's, oh jeez.
for a Ninja Turtle fan,
Yeah, right?
that is devastating.
Yeah, that is a true terrible thing.
But it's like that. Those are the hard parts. It's like just not having a whole lot of food as often. Basically, sharing one TV between 6 people.
Yep.
Wanting to play video games, but they
Having to share
having to share
between
the TV.
6 people.
So
yeah.
playing handhelds were like the Game Boy was a huge thing.
Yeah.
That's why I got into Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories was the first one you played, and that was the Game Boy Advance one,
Yeah.
right? I never played Chain of Memories until it got remade on the PS2. It was one of the last
Yeah.
games that came out on PlayStation 2, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was released in Japan first, obviously, and then it actually came over here, and I was like, oh, that's super dope. But that was my first experience with Chain of Memories. Now, because it was so different than normal Kingdom Hearts, and because I didn't have the nostalgia of it playing the Game Boy Advance version,
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why I don't like it as much. And if we ever do a Let's Play of it,
I'll play
like
it.
100% you can play that.
Yeah.
Because I it's not that I'm not a fan of it, because there are some really fun mechanics in it, and I like using slates, and I remember looking up a guide to see like which card combinations did what slate or whatever, and there was a couple really, really good ones. Like I had 2 favorite ones. What was it? The one where you, like, create a fireball in front of you and
Oh,
you hit the Keyblade up, it goes into the center of the area and then rains down fire everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, and...
I just realized you were saying slates.
Slates, yeah.
Slight.
Is it Slight?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Really?
It's, I believe it's slight.
Oh.
I may be wrong, but I believe it's slight.
It very well could be Slight.
Like sleight of hand.
Slight, oh, that makes sense. Slight. There's a slight chance I might say Slight.
Yeah.
Or Slates, I don't know.
I say because there's cards are a sleight of hand, and there's cards on the game, so I figure a slight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my reasoning.
I'm pretty sure it is. It probably is Slight. But I don't know. I might say Slate just because that's how I grew up with it.
It makes sense your way too,
Because it's a sleigh. You could say sleigh.
It's 8.
Yeah.
Slate.
Well, and 8. Yeah. Yeah. But and then okay, so there's that one, the one where you hit the fireball up and it rains down fire everywhere. I always like that one. But the other one was what is it? The stop. The one where you like stop an enemy and then you do all this crazy like slashes and
Basically
stuff.
Omni
And then,
slash.
It's basically Omni Slash, yeah. And I always love that one. That one was always really, really cool. Yeah, so I don't know. I probably when we're done this game is when we can start tackling some Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
To do the entire series of Kingdom Hearts would take a while, but you know what? We got all the time on our hands, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, sure, quarantine's happening, but that's okay. It's okay. That's why I want to beat this game as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, so we're finally here. I think the last time we actually talked about what was going on was before we even fought Jafar.
The centipede, I think.
Yeah,
was.
I think that was the last time we actually tuned back into this game, or tuned out from this game.
I have said that like that one area inside the tiger mouth.
It's hard.
Was the harder
Yeah.
part, and then we said it's like
The Cave of
you've already
Wonders,
done this.
yeah.
You've already done this part.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, this is kind of like tuned out the whole story.
Yeah. So if anyone else tuned out the entire story as well, we just beat Agrabah, which was good. We sealed that keyhole. We're basically done with that place. We will visit it later, if you know what I'm talking about, Brent. We will be visiting it later, probably when we're close to beating this game. Secret boss.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
The one that the kid got named, or they named after
Kurt
the kid.
Zisa.
Yeah, Kurt Zisa.
Yeah. Now that is okay. So I wanna talk. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, that's cool. So I do want to talk about some stuff, and that stuff is eventually when we get to the end of this game, I have an idea of what we can do for it. For essentially what I want to do is I want to get up. What is it? I want to get more up to
See if you can
the very. I want to get to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like before we're about to fight the last boss and everything. I want to get there and
the
then
secret bosses.
essentially I want to go fight the secret bosses and do any other last minute things, and I have a great way to do it. So let's say, I don't know, what episode do you think will be done like this?
89.
Okay, let's say it's 89. Let's say 89 would be the episode right up until the final episode, right?
Yeah.
So we'll name it all of our stuff, like trying to get all this stuff, we're gonna name it 89.5. And then if we're doing like some more secret bosses like Sephiroth or whatever, we're gonna name it 89.8.
Yeah.
And then if we have like one more thing to do, we're gonna name that 98 or 89.9.
Yeah.
And then finally we'll have episode 90.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to go for that.
So there's the clock tower one in Neverland.
Yeah, so that one is going to be the most difficult for me because I've never beaten that one.
Oh, okay. I've beaten
yeah.
all the bosses before.
Nice.
But it's been a long time.
Yeah. It's well, we'll have to see, because I know
Kurt Zisa, Sephiroth.
there's Sephiroth, Kurt Zisa, the Neverland ghost thingy or whatever, Grim Reaper type thing. Yeah. And then now there is, because we're playing the final mix version of this, there is another secret boss.
Oh, I've not played, or I've not I might not have beaten all the bosses if on the Final Mix one.
Okay, well, there's only one additional boss.
Okay.
Secret boss. And we can actually access him as soon as we beat Hollow Bastion for the first time, I think. Maybe... I think it's after Hollow Bastion.
Which boss?
The unknown enemy. The, have you heard about him? You heard about him at all? No?
Is he, like, basically Roxas?
Oh, he's not. Oh, he's not Roxas. No.
Is he? No?
No. He is based off of an antagonist that is in future games. But it's... I won't give it away. But it's, yeah.
May not have fought him then.
Yeah, I've never fought him and beaten him. Actually, have I ever fought him even? I don't think I've ever fought him before. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna... That one, because I'm doing this on Proud Mode, I have no idea if I'm actually gonna beat any of these bosses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my best. But if I can't, then I'm not gonna hold this series hostage, like, saying, like, nope, we can't do this until we beat this boss. Like, not doing any of that.
89.1.
Yeah, right.
89.91.
91? Oh, Jesus.